So, Shay, what we're talking about is the meaning that we are ascribing to something. Okay. Now, if we were able to experience things or look at things from literally a completely detached, higher consciousness perspective, we would realize that all meaning is ascribed, meaning that the deepest part of existence itself doesn't actually have a human meaning to it. We're saying it's a big deal, or we say it's not a big deal. In and of itself, it's neither of those things. Okay, so we give it the meaning. We give it the gravitas. We then say, this is such a big deal. Oh my God, how am I going to be able to handle this? How am I going to be able to overcome this? Right? We then take on identifications or attachments to what the doctor says, the chiropractor, your husband, your wife, you're this, you're that. I don't care. Your guru. I don't care what it is. We then take that on too. So we are now ascribing meaning to something that actually has no real meaning to it. And it's by giving it the meaning is what gives it its weight. And the more weight we give something, the more impossible it becomes to transcend, transmute, or overcome. So that's why I use the example for myself, because I'm detached or non-attachment, right? I realized just the body was literally about as bad as it gets, so to speak, in terms of health. But I know that I'm the sun. I know I'm not the body. So I was just like, well, this is a good challenge. I'll just put myself back together. I never made a big deal about it. I still don't. I never even had a thought that I wouldn't be able to put myself back. And I really mean it, as bizarre as that sounds, because I didn't give any meaning to it. It's just a challenge. I'll simply put myself back together. I understand the metaphysics and protocols of self-healing. So we give it the meaning. Do not give it any meaning. And if you don't give it any meaning, it remains light. And if it's light, you'll be able to work with it. If you say what a big deal it is, how heavy it becomes, right? The self-talk, how difficult that's going to be for yourself when you tell yourself how difficult it is, how heavy this is. Oh, I have cancer, I have paralysis, I have whatever it is. It's just a temporary body condition. It's all energy. It's a temporary body condition, and it's all energy. So from that authentic, higher consciousness, metaphysical or magical perspective, you're going to now give yourself permission to do something about it. You're going to empower yourself to be able to do something about it. And that's also why I said that I was diagnosed with. I never said I'm a diabetic. I'm whatever the term would be for hypothyroid. I never said I'm never. I said I was diagnosed with. And I even said that I'm experiencing temporary paralysis. Temporary. Even though I was told, this isn't temporary, get your house retrofit. I was told this by everybody. Everybody, well-meaning, highly educated, people who actually only had my best interest. They really did. But no disrespect, they don't know what they're talking about in terms of self-healing or metaphysics or magic. They have no idea about that stuff. So everyone, don't give things such gravitas. It won't weigh you down. You'll be able to transmute and transcend whatever condition that you're temporarily experiencing when you don't assign such depth of meaning to it and such gravitas, because that will weigh you down and make your transcendence impossible for yourself just by the story you're telling yourself. So what fosters this, Shay, as you know, is the ability to be present and for that to become the new default setting. Right. Okay. Everyone, not just RJ, not just Shay, this doesn't matter. Everyone will start to experience what it is I'm talking about in regards to being the sun and not the weather. Okay. The body-mind produces thoughts, emotions, bodily sensations, rain, sleet, snow, tornado, hurricane. Okay. The body-mind produces those phenomena. Okay. Mm-hmm. You come before thoughts. You exist before there's a thought. You exist before there's an emotion. You exist before there's a bodily sensation. You exist before you incarnated into the body. So being able to be present, and we can use any one of those magic tricks that are in the book, and we can do one right now in a second if people are unfamiliar with magic tricks, but this will foster this for everyone. Forget about having to have these unusual perspective or unusual abilities. They're not a prerequisite at all. I will also say this, all these unusual abilities, or however you want to say that, everyone has this. Everyone has this. They're aspects of the self. Forget body, mind. Forget that. I'm talking about what you really are. Clairsentience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, all the clairs. They're all aspects of the self, what you really are. Everyone has them. I just remembered how to use them. That's all. Okay. So how do we start to bridge this gap from this different understanding to being completely caught up and stuck in the ego-mind identity? And the foundation of your ego-mind identity is identification with your body. Okay, that's the foundation of the human character that you create. Okay, so one way we can do this is start to normalize simply being present.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can think of that as meditation. Okay, and the self is meditation. What you are comes before thinking, before emoting, before bodily sensations. Okay, so the self, what you are is meditation. So what that really means is there's no effort to meditate. Okay, the reason why it's so difficult, or some of us have such a problem meditating, from my perspective, it's because we haven't been taught properly. That's number one. Number two, we're in a foreign, hostile environment, inside a suit, in the lowest frequencies possible. This is not easy. And nor is it supposed to be, by the way. So this is not easy. So we're bombarded with stimulus. And so this leads to survival mode, which is just thinking to survival mode. Okay. So let's come back to the self is meditation, which means it's effortless because you're already meditation. We're just covering it up. Okay. And I'll prove it. Meditation that's in the book and all the crazy ramblings that I talk about, as Shay well knows. Okay. We can all meditate in 1 second. All of us. So let's do it right now. Okay. So all I want you to do, these two eyes, your physical eyes, I want you to pretend they're not connected to your brain. Okay, you can't think.
No, I couldn't.
Right. Now, let's look at this massive paradigm shift in 1 second. Okay. Many of us have struggled and tried diligently to meditate. Can't meditate. I've tried. I can't do it. Okay. You went from not being able to meditate, trying to meditating effortlessly in 1 second. Think about this. Okay. These are the metaphysics that are now available to humanity. Okay. These are the higher understandings of how things actually work. This is real magic. Make no mistake about it. Metaphysics and real magic with the CK are the same thing. Magic is accessing and utilizing the energies that lie outside of physical sensory perception. That's magic. That's metaphysics. I do magic. I understand metaphysics. So everyone, I can't meditate. Yes, you can. And you can do it without trying. And you can stay that way. That being present, accept yourself so fully that you can be effortlessly present. These eyes, not connected to your brain. Now the beingness is online. Take your beingness, put it into your doingness. Beingness into doingness. Look how easy this is. Look how it is effortless. Do you know why it's effortless? Because the truth doesn't require your participation. Lies do. This is what we really are. Effortless creator being, pure awareness, the awareness of everything that is going on, the awareness of thoughts, the awareness of emotions, the awareness of bodily sensations, the awareness of experiences. It doesn't touch you. What you are is unsullied and untouched from whatever happens here. Just like the sun is untouched from everything. We just have to start working with ourselves in this way. Very simple, quarter of a second or half a second magic trick, but they're tangible and they're immediate. And that's how you know they're the truth. You can feel it. So everyone just start normalizing these two eyes not connected to your brain. Can't think. Stay that way. Now, I'm going to add one thing to that to make it very easy for everyone to understand. Okay. You don't need to think about anything. I'm going to say it one more time because I know people are going to be like, oh, no, I got a busy life, RJ. You're crazy. You don't understand. Oh, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. I got a busy life too. Okay. So hear me out. Okay. Your subconscious mind has taken care of thinking. And I'm going to prove it to you. You don't have to think because your entire life is memorized. Your entire life is memorized. It's an aspect of the subconscious mind. That's why people do past life regression and hypnosis. Why is that? Because everything is already embedded within your subconscious mind. That's why. Okay. That's the truth. So let's look at it. You see a chair, you know how to sit. You see a bed, you know how to lie down. You know how to wash yourself, feed yourself, clothe yourself. You get in your car, you know how to drive. You know where the store is. You know where work is. You see a mug, you know how to drink from it. Sit with what I'm saying. Sit for a second. Your whole life's memorized. Your whole life is memorized. I don't mean in some woo-woo, literally. You have nothing to think about. 2 eyes, not connected to your brain, stay present. Don't worry, your subconscious mind's taking care of everything. Now let's add one more thing to this because people are terrified at the idea of not thinking. Oh, it's total liberation. You'll finally feel like yourself. And actually, you'll create the life in a far more powerful way when you work this way. Okay, so let's add one more thing to this. We're having a great conversation, and we're talking about, from a certain perspective, some fairly high-level metaphysics magic. Okay, we go further, but that's not the point. The point is that you understand every word I'm saying without thinking.
Yes.
Now let's look at this. Let's just add to what I said. Your whole life's memorized, and understanding, even this stuff, even real metaphysics, real magic, you understand it without thinking. There's nothing to think about. I mean it. There's nothing to think about. The reason why we're constantly thinking is because we're in a fear-based survival mode reactionary state. All we have to do is stop normalizing think, because now you know, just prove it to you that you don't need to think about anything. Start getting good at being present. Your health, your quality of life, your ability to manifest, you name it, all will increase by an order of magnitude just by doing these simple things. So you can meditate in 1 second, and now you realize you don't have to think about everything. You are going to feel so much better from this moment on because you're not going to be using your energy nonstop to think and emote and give such meaning to everything. You don't have to do that. You don't. And as soon as you start working with these metaphysics, with this magic, you'll start to feel more like yourself. And when you feel more like yourself, you'll create the life that is more reflective of what you really are, a perfect, divine, immortal creator being.